Hello, Primitive Star. My first victim in Carlia Bauman. Hi, Jay. Love your videos. Thank you. Volkswagen Bus Girl. Hi. Hi, everyone. Everyone's coming in much quicker than I thought. Oh, my glasses are shiny, huh? You can see the lamp in front of me. Katie Rhodes says hi. Peter Nosa Channel says hi. Hello, everyone. Hopefully it wasn't too late for all the Eastern Coast people. But I missed some of the Western Coast people because they just got off work, and it was just, I felt I should try to include everyone this time around. But I am at Hot Springs right now. Can you hear me okay? Should be able to hear me. I don't know why I have this on. Can't hear anything anyway. Good. Okay. Yeah, so I'm at Hot Springs right now. Primitive Star asks, what 3 different words describe your hike so far? 3 different words. Cold, leafy, and sore butt. That's 2 words though, unfortunately. But the climbing really works out your butt. Where's my chats? Oops. My chats. Oh, there we go. Yeah. And Rusty asked, how was Max Patch? We thought we were just going to get rained down, we'd be in the clouds. But when we got up there, it was actually, I'm just now editing the video for it, but the clouds were above us a good bit. So we could, and it was dark. So you got this dark sheet, and then you could see the mountains, and then you could see some sunlight here and there. It was actually pretty nice. And you could see rain off in the distance. Because I guess the bulk of the storm was northwest of us, kind of moving. And we were like here, and it was just like, whoa. So you could see all the dark clouds. It was pretty cool. I thought, from all the other vlogs I've seen, I thought we had, I mean, yeah, sure, if it's sunny and nice, it's nice, but we had like really dramatic dark clouds. So I thought it was pretty rewarding. So I'm glad. Peter says there is a bit of clicking noise in audio. Yeah, I think it's my adapter. Sometimes I think static does it as well. I have to just not move. Oh, yeah. You're right. It's touching right here. Yeah, it's actually tangled up in it. Do that. Okay. Thanks, Peter, for letting me know. Katie Rhodes says, when you hike in the rain, is water constantly running down your back? Do you have waterproof pants, or are your pants soaked through? I use an umbrella when it's raining. If it's really windy, I tilt it, although sometimes you have to take it down. But it hasn't rained hard enough and so windy that rain just runs down my back. The umbrella, I cant it back so it drips down the back of the backpack, and the front is good. I do get rain going down my sleeves though, because as if you use trekking poles, it just goes down, so my forearms get all wet. But other than that, rain hasn't been too bad as far as how do I tell the chat to show back? Yeah, rain hasn't been too bad. So hi Jay, did you dry out? All-Star asked, hi Jay, did you dry out, warm up from Clingman's Dome? Yes, Clingman's Dome was a little while ago now. I guess a week ago, because the video came out today. But it wasn't as wet. It was just super windy, but my eyes felt normal after the first day. They were just red, in my face too, but that was actually quite fun though. I'll always remember Clingman's Dome and the fancy weather I had. Martin Welch, hi. Martin Welch, howdy. Primitive Star asks, how did you decide your start date for the AT? Well, it was, I don't know if you know, but if you go to Schengen country, you only have 90 days to stay without a visa. And my 90 days was coming up. I forget, 80 something was coming up, and we always still leave a few days. And so I had to go, and then after that, it was about a month. I want to start around February 1st, but I didn't want to start on the 1st of the month because everybody likes to start on the 1st of the month, and I wanted to avoid like big surges. So I just picked a few days ahead, January 28th, which happened to be a Friday. I try to pick a weekday so the night before at the lodge wouldn't be so expensive. I thought it worked out okay. And Junker asks, how are you tethering the umbrella now that the Z-Packs umbrella bits failed? Uh, well, I always carry little shock cord loops. I don't know if you've seen them. They're just a 1/8 inch shock cord with little sliders on them. And I had one I attached to the bottom of my backpack to hold the trekking pole tips. And then you could just kind of take the handle and just loop it somewhere. But I just used that and moved it up to the top. And the Z-Packs umbrella holder did come with a thinner shock cord, which I used on the bottom. But I also had another thicker shock cord loop in my miscellaneous bag. So I actually switched it so they're both the thicker ones. And the thinner one is actually right here in front of me. And I use this on my GoPro now, of all things. This is the GoPro that I use. And this foam thing is called a wind slayer, helps cut the wind pretty well. Of course, in like 50 miles per hour, it doesn't work as well, but at least you can still hear me even when it's really windy, but it lifts up a little. And there's a microphone right up top and the wind gets there. So I use this to actually just do that. Oops, not like exactly like that, but kind of like that to hold the foam down so it doesn't lift up. It's pretty silly looking, but does the job. Not the best looking, bulky. Yeah, but those little shock cord loops are really useful, and you can use them for all kinds of reasons. I use it to hold my umbrella if I don't want to put it all away. You can use it to hold a water bottle. Pretty much anything you want. It's those little shock cords. I'd say get them, make them. Also says, are you using the GoPro mostly? Do you use the Sony much? Yeah, I use the GoPro anytime I'm moving because the Sony stabilization is not good at all. And also because if it's raining, and I know it's going to rain a bunch, I take it off my shoulder and I put it inside the backpack, inside a Dyneema bag, just to keep it protected. So the last couple days I haven't used it at all. I will say that I keep telling myself I need to use it more. If I'm going to carry it, I need to use it more and more. So it's still on my mind. But yeah, we'll see how the next few days are. It's supposed to rain on and off again. So hopefully I keep using it. But mostly GoPro so far. Primitive Star asks, best meal so far. Best meal so far. It's a tie between the burger at Fontana Lodge. Oh no, I would say the Five Guys burger. I had a bacon burger with jalapeno peppers and a large order of Cajun fries. And I don't know if you've ordered fries from Five Guys before, but they just fill the bag full of fries. And actually, that kept me full from when I checked in an hotel to when I slept. So that's Five Guys. It was expensive, but it was good. Katie Road asks, do you prefer hiking when the weather is really cold, like so far on AT, or do you like it when the nights are warmer? I I wish it was just as cold, except the day was longer. So I guess it's too early in the year, because when you're limited to so few hours, like a little after sunset, it just gets so cold. I don't want to sit outside eating. So I want to get to camp usually like now it's around 6, maybe 5:30. But I remember at the beginning, I just wanted to get to camp by 4:30 so I can get to bed and get warm. But if the sun stayed up longer and then the time where it suddenly got cold was further, you just have a longer day so you can hike more. But I actually like the nighttime temperatures. I haven't been too cold lately. 20 degrees has been fine. It's actually quite comfortable, and it seems to keep the mice away. I don't know. They seem to, every time I've slept in the shelters when it was below freezing, never had any mouse droppings or anything so far. Not to say that that's, going to happen all the time, but so far, so good. Katie wrote Five Guy burgers. You have great burgers. All Star says, I have been planning on editing or getting the Sony. Do you think you will be using it much in good weather? All Star, yes. I love using it in good weather. The pictures are just so much better. And the SNQ, the slow and quick setting, is so nice. With the Sony A7 IV, there's a crop, so when you flip it to the slow motion, it zooms in a little, so it kind of picks up a little shaky. But the IBIS is actually good enough, I think. I'm pretty happy with the footage I get with it, and I love all the controls. One of the main reasons I got the Sony A7 IV, though, is because it supports the HEVC codec, which makes the video files much smaller than the previous cameras. And there aren't too many Sonys that do it. I think this just the Sony A7S III does it. So the Sony A7 IV was the option for me. The A7C would have been nice because it's the compact, but that does not support HEVC. So HEVC it was. I think that had the priority. Oh, whoa, this is more than usual. Primitive Star asks, do you spend much time planning out your next day? No, I usually try to find someplace I can camp like within 14 to 16 miles, and I do a planned route, or I check to see how much elevation gain there is. Just because of more elevation gain, the slower you might go, or you might have to wake up earlier and just start earlier. But I don't plan out the next day as much, maybe, as some people. I just look for a campsite and maybe the highlights for the next day. So in the morning, I could talk about what the highlights might be. But I don't plan that much. I spend more time looking at the previous day, trying to figure out all the stats so I can get total miles, elevation change, and everything like that. YouTube account says, you just got here, Jay. You're making amazing progress and your videos keep getting better. Hope you're enjoying Hot Springs. Yeah, that's the thing is the videos aren't going to always get better. I think I'll start getting more tired at some point, and it's just some videos, I could tell in some recent videos, I was like, it'll go up and down. But as the weather gets better, and things start blooming and more animals come out, I think it'll be more interesting, and maybe I get more excited again, get my energy back. But so far, so good. I'm feeling good. Got energy, no injuries so far, so pretty positive. Meredith Purvis asks, do you have any tricks for staying warm at night beyond your gear? Meredith, I've met all kinds of hikers now, and they do the hot water bottle thing and everything else. And I am just the least complicated backpacker I think there is. I just layer up and I get in my quilt. I use a sleeping bag liner, then I get in my quilt, and then I tuck the quilt under my body. I have no tricks, no hand warmers, nothing. I just get in there and I just warm up. I don't wear socks still. I still haven't worn socks a single night on the AT. But yeah, I don't do anything special. I just layer up, and I keep my puffy either in my quilt or nearby, because I know towards the middle of the night, if it gets colder, I'll need it. So that's always my next level of warmth. But generally, I have no tricks. I try to keep things really simple, like my meals are simple, staying warm is simple, everything's really simple, lunches are simple. I'm a simple guy. Rusty says, if you had started later and you were in the bubble, do you think you'd use your Altiplex more versus the shelters? Definitely. In the Smokies, we shared a shelter with 3 other people that showed up later that were just section hikers. And yeah, every little bit of noise anybody makes just confines in the shelter. It's loud. I slept okay, but I also felt limited. Like, I was kind of hot. I wanted to take off my hoodie, but I didn't want to bother everyone, so I just sat there hot. And I don't know. Yeah, I would definitely use my Altiplex more. The other problem too is if I was in the bubble, I don't think I film as much sometimes. I don't know. I do like to talk to people, so that takes time away. I don't know. It's we'll see what happens when the bubble starts hitting. All-Star says, do you color grade the Sony videos? All-Star, for a while I was using the standard color profile, and I did have to raise the saturation quite a bit just to match like real life. But I switched to Vivid lately, and that seems, I always thought Vivid was too saturated before, but it seems like the outdoor stuff looks more like what I see, but it seems like the indoor stuff is maybe too colorful. So I reprogrammed one of my buttons to change color profile really quickly. And I don't do like season alike or anything like that because my phone editing software is just incapable of managing that. Like my desktop software can use LUTs and stuff, but not not this at all. And I don't want to spend like a minute color grading exactly per clip on a tiny screen too, because when you edit, half the bar is the editing bar and the screen is tiny. So it's I'm trying to minimize how much I do. I just try to do my best to make it look like what I see. All-Star says, using Gaia or only Far Out? Um, yeah, I've been using Far Out only so far. I keep forgetting to download Gaia maps actually because I just keep moving. But there's been no need really to use anything else. I think Gaia is useful if you need exit points on other trails, but on gut hooks, there's like bazillions of exit points on in the AT. So, and they're all listed, so I don't think you need anything else. Mike Chappell asked, do you find the video editing a fun respite from the trail, or does it feel like work? Good question. It does feel like work, but I keep wondering like what people do on their zeros because I would be so bored. And it is a respite, but it's also like a good review of the last few days. So when I edit, I'm always thinking, oh yeah. And it keeps my brain going. Like I edit and I think, oh, I need to do this better, or I need to do this better as I film. So I don't know. It keeps me going all the time. During the zeros, when I'm in town, all the time. I don't know, it's like a nonstop go. But I will admit it feels a little like work. And Tina has mentioned that maybe sometimes I talk like it is, but I call it work. Um, it's fun though. I like the editing, and anytime I put together a video that I'm really proud of, I feel really good about it. Some videos I'm like, eh. I actually really enjoyed the Klingman's Dome video. When I put that together, I had fun. But I also thought about things I should have filmed instead of just talking about the end. But it's just sometimes when I'm in the mood, like, I gotta get going, I gotta get going. I forgot to film, but I think some things would have been really funny. So hopefully I keep that in mind for future events. Meredith, that's lucky guys, you're able to stay warm. Yeah. All-Star, are you using your thermometer much? I use it all the time. I check it all the time, especially the historical stuff. And it's so interesting to see, like you always think it just gets colder until 4 or 5 o'clock, but it's like all over. Sometimes it'd be coldest at 11 p.m. and it just warms up. And it's pretty, it's interesting. I can't wait to export it out as CSVs and just chart it all out. But I enjoy it. YouTube, have you been able to edit much while camping? If not, do you plan on doing it more when it gets warmer, or stick with editing in towns? Yes, I don't. I only did a little bit. The problem is, um, I'm getting to be 50 years old now, so I can only see like this far. Well, with glasses, it's a little harder to. Maybe this far at most. So if I lay in a quilt, I have to keep my hand a good distance away, and everything gets pretty cold. So I hadn't been editing in my bag except for a couple nights, and I edited some when it's a little warmer. But I hope to edit more when it gets warmer. It'll just make fewer town stays, less zeros anyway. But hopefully the Wi-Fi speeds all keep up. So far the Wi-Fi has been everywhere has been pretty good, but I think it's because there's very few people everywhere. Meredith Perver says, are you carrying a laptop in your pack? No, I just do everything on my little Sony S21. It's not even a big one, but All-Star says vivid. Yes, there's in the Sony picture profiles, you can use standard, and there's all these things like black and white, uh, that sepia thing, but I use vivid and it looks pretty good. Junker asks, have you heard of relive? Relieve or relive? that a GoPro feature you're talking about? Nikki Dunn asks, how did you like Gatlinburg? It was crazy when we were there this past weekend. I thought it would be a lot emptier. I can't believe how many people were there, and it was still basically winter time. And I guess it was a weekend day, but it was insane. And there were people like cruising the streets, playing music, and doing all kinds of stuff. That was kind of a madhouse. So things are expensive too, but it was actually fun to see. Um, I like kind of walking by those places and just checking things out. Just not go into them like ride the earthquake ride or something like that. Junker says it's Google Earth meets Gaia for sharing trips. Really cool. We live. I might have to look into that once I get back in my car, maybe. Vivid replace your other editing software? All-Star asked. No, I still use Cyberlink Power Director. The Vivid is the picture profile in the Sony camera that I switched to for videos and photos now. All-Star says your edits on your videos are great. Oh, thanks. It's these little guys right here working away. Primitive Star, how much is your pack? How much is your pack, and do you like the one you're using now? It's the Z-Packs R Call. I think it's like 280 or something like that. And then I got the hip belts, and I bought one of the upper pouches. It's pretty good now. I know it's restrictions, limitations, so I have to watch for it because they do get wear and tear because the straps are 1/2 inch. So they're pretty small. So if you see any wear in it, you gotta put duct tape around it so it helps absorb some of that before it wears away to nothing. So far, so good. Nothing's torn on it and everything's pretty comfortable still. Even the foam pads are still good, but I know within a few weeks, I'm going to ask my sister to mail me the additional lumbar pad and the shoulder pad, because the lumbar pad I'm going to need. Primitive Star has pack weight. Oh, I don't even know anymore. I'm feeling stronger and stronger, but I can't wait to actually just get rid of my micro spikes, my bag liner, and my base layer. I think I could save like 2.5 pounds. But overall, it's not bad. Most water I've carried was 2 liters, and that helps so much. Just 2 liters. Rusty says, how are you staying on top of weather? Have you ever not had a signal and used your Garmin to get the information you need? Rusty, I have not used my Garmin for weather yet. Most times when you go higher up, or if you can see a city somewhere, you can get a signal. I have Verizon, and so far I've been using that to check weather, just maybe every other day, except when it rains. I keep checking it like every time I woke up because I want to see what the conditions are going to be like. But on the PCT, I did use my InReach several times, even for in-depth weather, but on the AT, I have not had to yet. Plus, there are some Sobo hikers. They told me the weather one time at Tau. Katie Rose, I like how you notice things on the trail. I feel like I really experienced the forest from your videos. Thanks, Katie. I enjoy noticing things, and I'm glad you think that's fun, because sometimes I notice things, and people are like, yeah, Jay. So I'm glad everyone that watches my videos enjoy the things I notice, really. All right, Carlia Bellman asks, 2 Qs. Have you had any or many moments of what did I get myself into, and how did you get your trail name? I have never had any what did I get myself into. If something comes up where someone might think that, I usually think, how do I get past this? Or how do I get through this, more than what am I get myself into? And Alias came up because on the PCT I was hiking with some other hikers, and we tried different trail names, but nothing really stuck. Nothing was good enough. So he said, we'll just call you Alias for now until we figure something out. So I just stuck with that. After I hike with them, I hike with another group, but then I was mostly by myself, or I hiked by myself most of the time after. So I didn't get any other trail names. Junker asks, how many days of food are you carrying on the AT? The last stretch was 4 nights, but I accidentally thought it was 5. So that was the most food I've carried yet. 5 nights with a few daytime snacks. So I carried a bunch of extra food into town. But the next stretch will also be 4 nights. Um, you can shorten it out, but then you have to like hitch further. But I think 4 nights so far has been the most reasonable. Junker asks. Oh yeah. Hope you're eating more now. Hiker hungry kick in yet? Yes, I would say not as raging as other trails by this point. Maybe it's because I don't know, but I can eat quite a bit though. And the thing I'm happiest about is before I started a trail, if I ate too much, like my kidneys hurt because it would just push on the kidneys. But I think in the first like 3 days, I lost enough visceral fat around all the organs that I could eat a ton of food and still be comfortable. So I'm pretty happy about that. And in case you didn't know, I have cysts all over my kidneys. They're about that big on both of them. So I used to not be able to eat a ton, but now I can eat a lot. And I do think about food. One of the things, key signs that you know your hiker hunger is kicking in is when you see things out in nature and it reminds you of some kind of food for no reason at all. That means you are addicted to food. Junker says, so are you super shredded now? No. Even on the PCT, I never did. I still have a little bit of skin flab. So I don't think it's ever going to completely go away. And certain parts are firmer. I'll say that. Happens pretty quickly. Kind of have to or get slower. Rusty says, is your repack still alive? You know, excuse me. I still haven't fixed it, but it's still alive and I still use it every night on trail. It's crazy I burned that thing in the first night. The worst. Nikki Dunn asks, what section are you most looking forward to? Is there any section you aren't looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Grayson Highlands the most right now. But the sections I'm not looking forward to, I don't even think about, so I have no idea. But I really want to see the ponies, especially I heard there was one called Fabio with like really long blonde hair. I'm going to stay up there and take a ton of pictures. I can't wait to get up there. I'm going to try to schedule like a 10-mile day just so I could be super slow there. It'd be so cool to get like a slow-mo of them doing this thing in the air. I don't think they will, but I can hope. Junker says, I get scared seeing all the sodium levels in the spam. Yes, it's a lot of sodium. A lot of things we eat have a lot of sodium, but you sweat it all out the next day. So it's not as bad when you're through hiking. But my dinners are actually pretty low sodium because I add a lot of the instant rice with no sodium in it. And it dilutes a good portion. So it's not too bad. And for me, if I take in more electrolytes, I pee less. So I can sleep for like 10, 11 hours and not have to get up. And that's always pretty nice. Primitive Star says, do you ever get leg cramps when walking? I have sometimes, but that's just because of dehydration. So as soon as I feel like a twinge, not even a full-on cramp, I just make sure I get some electrolytes and drink more water, and it usually goes away and doesn't come back. But it's usually all just electrolytes and water. Just gotta keep your body hydrated. If you drink too much water without electrolytes, you just pee it right out. So you need to get some electrolytes in you. Hiking through All-Star Relive sample, YouTube, hiking 31 miles along the Golden Trout Wilderness, minute 20. You can see Relive showing the map. Oh, I think I saw Relive in somebody that was doing the Eastern Coast Trail. But I think that's the one you have to pay for to sync up with your GoPro. I didn't want to do that and add even more editing time to everything, so I didn't. But I don't use my GoPro for long, or no, wait, he used it for a smartwatch, I think. They had GPS coordinates and he mapped it. Or was it his GoPro? I forget. YouTube account says, do you think you'll head back down for trail days? The plan right now is yes. Well, Tina, my girlfriend, is also going to thru hike. And then I'll meet her somewhere in Virginia. Then she's going to go back to Georgia, start her northbound thru hike. and then we're gonna both go to Damascus for trail days, and then we'll go back to where we were and keep hiking. So that's the plan right now. We'll see. She may, from Damascus, flip back with me and then keep heading north and then go fill in what she missed, but we're not sure. Nikki Dunn says, I can't wait to see those pics. Yeah, no guarantees. I mean, it's entirely possible I go through the entire Grayson Highlands and not see a single horse or pony. I mean, I went through the Smokies and didn't see any bears, although, you know, I guess there weren't too many out, but so many times in the Smokies, but no bears. Yeah, I want to see the ponies. Their hair is so long. It's bizarre. And how do they keep them so nice looking without brushes or something? Mike Chappell asks, can you explain the repack a little more? Is it just keeping your food warm longer while you eat it? Mike, it's basically an insulated bag. When your freezer bag cook, you put the freezer bag in there and you pour hot water, and it keeps the water hotter longer, so your food will hydrate quicker than if you just put it in a bag and use like a cheaper cozy or something, or in a pot with a little cozy. And I found it keeps it hot really long time, and even after you open it, after like even 10-15 minutes you open it, it's still super hot, so you can't just eat like crazy. So it helps you not use as much fuel because you don't have to have a full-on boil with the water, and it hydrates the food a little quicker, and it keeps it hotter, so when you eat it, it's still hot. In the summertime, I guess you could keep it in the cozy until it hydrates and then maybe take it out just so it cools a little, so you're not just sweating while you're eating. But I find it works really, really well. Primitive Star says, take lots of pics for trail days. Yeah, it's always tough because it's going to be a lot of people everywhere. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'll have to see. It's nice with my camera. I have a good level of zoom too, so I can take pics without people knowing. I don't know. Hi Jay, have you found your battery bank to be enough juice between town spots? Gina, yes. Because town spots at most have been 4 days, I think just my 10 amp hour would have been good. I'm thinking about, I have a 20 amp hour big one. It's charging the phone now. I'm thinking about getting rid of this one and trying to switch to another 10. So I have two 10s. I have several GoPro batteries, so I don't even need to charge my GoPro batteries. The only times I did was because I have two Enduros, which are good in the cold weather. So when one of them died, I actually charged it off the battery bank, just so I could keep using the Enduros. But I think I could have gotten by with one 10 amp hour just fine. Excuse me. My Sony camera, I have 3 batteries total, so I've never had to charge any of those on trail. My phone, I charge maybe every 2-3 days. If I didn't keep stopping and chatting with my girlfriend, I probably wouldn't need to. And sometimes when I get good service, I'll download YouTube videos to watch later. But so far, I think 10 amp hours is more than sufficient. If you're, I don't know, some people will be vlogging with their phone and then they'll need more, but so far so good. Gina G, thanks for all the information. You're posting about like protein, keeping you warmer. One day I just had a ton of protein to try to experiment. And then, what was it? Something you posted just recently too. Oh, I forgot what it was. But yeah, I remember thinking, oh yeah. Can't remember what it was, but it was useful information. Thank you very much. You've been a lot of help. Meredith Purvis, do you reuse the Ziploc bags from the repackage? So how do you get them cleaned out well enough? I do not reuse them. I just use them for garbage after that. I have a thing with germs most times. So I know that if you eat, especially with the spoon, you put it in your mouth and you dig in there again. And after sitting at room temperature long enough and it's moist, it's just going to develop a ton of bacteria. So I would not reuse those bags. A long time ago, I went to like a restaurant food sanitation class, and we went through all the different like food poisonings and how they develop and how the toxins develop and the situations and how to prevent it. And ever since then, I'm always trying to be more careful. So I would never reuse one of those bags unless I absolutely had to because I ran out. But right now I have at least 15 freezer bags in a big gallon bag because I always keep extra because you always need more garbage bags. So yeah, I'll always keep extra. They're not hefty though, they're Glad. Couldn't find hefty anymore. 210s FT for the win? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Maybe even getting a 5. I don't need a 10 because I have additional GoPro batteries and Sony batteries, so I don't need to charge as much. Just my inReach and my phone every 2 days. Allstar says, I got your 3-port charger and it is great. Thanks for a detailed electronics video. Oh yeah, the wall charger. Yeah, that thing's been working great. I guess the quirk is like when you plug in a new device, it resets to like calculate how much current to send each one. But it charges everything up super quickly, so it's been really nice. And it's way smaller than the one I used to carry. With the 2 anchor, oh, with the 2 anchor nano, yeah, I still use that all the time too. It's just nice having a tiny little charger with that's low wattage because some things are low wattage, like the Fitbit and my headlamp, the inReach. So it's nice having a little extra ports. Gina G says the repack also turns into a pocket for your hand so you don't burn yourself on hot food. Yes, so you can hold it and it doesn't burn your hand. Yeah, it's super comfy. I don't do the lid flippy thing. I just hold it. And it's nice to tuck under your clothes. Like, I don't know if you've ever poured hot water in a mountain house and you tucked like against your shirt, it gets hot. So it's nice having a repack and you put it in there and it's just right. Just right and warm. Nikki Dunn says, do you have or are you planning on having a family? I have no plans for it. It's not just that I'm like antisocial or anything. I'm actually really an introvert and I enjoy time by myself. But I feel more when I'm by myself. I tend to be more happy. Part of hiking for me is just making my own decisions and not having to worry about other people's thoughts on it or how it might impact them. Everything's just all me. And I'm so easygoing. I mostly don't care if I make a decision and whatever. Although in some of my videos you'll see I'm always like second guessing myself in certain situations, but I like being by myself and I like the editing, and sometimes like I've been camping by myself quite a bit and I like to put the phone right here and just kind of listen to music at a low volume. Mostly still Greatest Showman and Moana songs, but hey. Meredith says repack does look super useful. Yeah, I wish I could compare it with some of the cheaper ones like you find on Etsy or homemade ones. But I think it works way better than Reflectix. I mean, I've put it through so far over 1,000 miles and it hasn't worn out at all. It's still working great, except the burn. So, Junker says protein is good, but a lot can be hard on the kidneys. Yes, Junker, that's true. On PCT and Arizona Trail, I actually ate like a whole rotisserie chicken for a meal. But I know I'm not going to do that here. If I ever get a 0, I might split it to half in each day because I don't want to overload my kidneys on protein. So kind of sucks, but what can you do? Junker says, I'm taking vitals, proteins, collagen, and powdered bone broth on JMT in August. Yeah, I think collagen is awesome. And there's I don't know if she's here, but there's a Patreon named Lori, and she was my trail angel in Flagstaff, she and her family. But she made bone broth, and then I stayed at her place a few nights, and she made bone broth, and it was so good. It was just so nice, like getting a hot mug of bone broth. She was my angel. It was fun hanging out with her. I hope she's doing well. Gina G says, yay, glad you found it useful. Was it eating right before going to bed? The experiment with eating a bunch of protein before night, it was inconclusive because it was actually abnormally warm. It got warmer throughout the night, so actually it was warm. So I don't think that was it. I thought maybe it was it, but then people were saying it was warm, and I checked the thermometer and it was getting warmer. So I'll try again more. Junker says, nice. Yeah, good on the joints. Oh, what was the other thing? I saved your message, it's in my inbox still on Gmail. I don't know, you told me something. But yeah, collagen is great on the joints. I heard like, not, what was it? Like chicken collagen is good for immunity, and then bovine collagen is good for joints and tendons and ligaments. Rusty asks, how much sleep do you get each night when you're on trail? Well, Rusty, I go to sleep usually by 8 and wake up usually around, these days I've been waking up earlier, so 6:30. I used to wake up at like 8, which is 12 hours. But that's one of the beauties of winter hiking is you can sleep a lot because it's dark so much, but it's getting brighter and brighter. So I've been sleeping at least 10 hours a day. I wake up a bunch though, just to like move around a little, or my back gets still tight, but I sleep quite a bit. Primitive Star asks, what protein bars are your fave? I used to like protein bars, but recently I just don't buy them because for some reason, I don't know why, protein bars are like 2 or 3 times the cost of just getting some fig bars or the Bevita bars that I've been eating, or just candy bars. So I don't really get the protein bars. It's too expensive. And most of them don't taste that good. I just go for the quick energy. I bought some Kind breakfast bars too at Dollar General here, but hopefully that tastes okay. But yeah, I don't really eat protein bars at all. Maybe if I found some good cheaper ones. Junker says, probably just the umbrella question I asked on Patreon. Maybe. No. Nikki Dunn says, if you could have any snack on trail, what would it be? If it's like a sugary snack, I wish I could find Haribo twin snakes. I can't find them. The twin snakes are nice because they're big. There's 2 of them. So you just grab one and you put it in your mouth and you're good. But they only sell the little gummies. And you always find them on trail because you grab a handful and drop them. Other than that, snacks, Mountain Dew. Is Mountain Dew considered a snack? Martin Walsh says, do you think the GoPro Media Mod fail was a fluke or a design flaw? I think someone broke into my tent and broke it because they wanted to see what I would do. 3 days, no audio. Yep, that was interesting. It was also fun. After I found out it died, I had a while to hike. And it's nice when you hike, you could think about things. And I got to think about what I should do about the 3 days. I was going to do 3 different things. But then the first video had a lot of the B-roll cinematic stuff, and the dialogue was good for it. But the second video didn't have as much of the cinematic stuff. So I don't know. But then the third one, I was like, man, there's so many things in the third one I wanted to point out. I should do it a different way. Like the color of the moss. With the rain from just a couple days ago, the moss is so much brighter that this looks dull now. It's crazy. So bright green. Yeah. PW Bus Girl. 3rd video is great. Yeah. Yeah. I thought about doing like a horrible British accent. But I'm glad I didn't do that. But I don't know, I was trying to differentiate between when I was recording my voice and the dialogue. So, I don't know. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it, though. I was hoping not too many people think it was too stupid. Because I don't think I've ever seen a vlog like that before. So it's a one of a kind. Gina G says, I'm trying to decide between a 20-inch versus 25-inch wide thermarest. I keep falling off the 20-inch one, but 25 is so heavy. What do you think is more important, base weight versus good sleep? Ooh. Is it just your arms that fall off, or does your whole body fall off? I think on the AT, weight is one of the most important things. Just you're constantly going up and down. And just some days there's just so much climb, and even when there isn't a lot of climb, you add up the day, and it's still a lot of up and down. And the downs are sometimes hard too with all the steps. So I think base weight's super important. If you fall off, is it because you're sleeping on a cant maybe, or do you just fall off? I'm not sure. Sleep's important too, though. So, I mean, if 20-inch doesn't work out at all for you, you might have to go 25-inch. But yeah, weight's pretty important. Martin says, I was on a trail below the AT in the Smokies many years ago. The deadfall with moss was thick. I remember climbing over them. Whoa. That must have been a pretty cool area. I think people would love to find out an area where it's just moss everywhere. So pretty. BW Bus Girl, how many of your viewers would you guess are fellow hikers? I would say almost all. Well, a lot of my viewers are subscribed from my car life days. I mean, which I'm still going back, but I would say at least 80%, maybe even 90% now are hikers. And a lot of the car life people are also hikers. They just maybe don't backpack as really. But I think like overlanding and hiking fits in so well because you can drive to tougher trailheads and then hike to the rest and camp out. They're both camping too, so I would say most of them are hikers though. Definitely outdoors people. So outdoors people can hike. Gina G says, yeah, hobo British accent. You must provide a demonstration. Oh, maybe someday. Primitive Stars, are you staying warm with all the weather? Oh, thought I had to sneeze for a second, but it turned to a yawn. I am staying warm with all the weather so far. Once I get in my quilt and I'm ready for bed, just give me a few minutes in there and I'm pretty comfortable. It's just eating outside the tent somewhere with the wind blowing. Oh, it's miserable. I try to eat as fast as I can, but it's hard. Gina G says, I side sleep and move around a lot sleeping. So sometimes my head, sometimes the limbs, sometimes everything. Yeah, I wake up quite often too. I don't move around as much as some people. In fact, most people probably. But I find my pillow slides out because I sleep in it with it weird. I'll have to show it in the video. And my arms, I don't know. I do stay pretty still. Most nights I actually lay on my back. I keep my feet propped up on my backpack, so I can't lay to the side as much. So usually I'm on my back all night, nonstop. It's actually pretty weird. I guess, I don't know, you have to go to some discussion forums maybe. Have you slept in your sleeping pad often? Because I have found, even if I roll to the sides, I'm pretty good with trying to keep myself in the middle so I don't fall off at all. Maybe just practice will help with it. I don't know. Mike Chappell says, Gina, if you haven't already, you might try a quilt with straps. Go around your pad. I'm also a side sleeper and had the same problem. The quilt plus straps holds me in place. Yeah, quilt with straps. Some sleeping bags have like the pocket. You could put the sleeping pad in. Yeah, you could do that. My girlfriend is gonna try a quilt on AT, but she usually likes sleeping bags because she sleeps often on her stomach and sometimes on her side, rarely on her back. But she's going to try the straps for sure, so hopefully that works out. Yeah, the straps, I mean, you have to try it, and then, yeah, if you've done it without it, I guess you've already tried that, but I tried the straps once, but it was just too much work. I'm too simple. So I tried without it, and it worked for me, but yeah, definitely try the straps. Maybe that'll help out. Hopefully it helps out. Quilts are just so much lighter. Um, I don't know. Sleep's important. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, folks, here at the Laughing Heart Hostel, 10 o'clock is quiet hour, so I'm going to have to be quiet at 10, which is in like 9 minutes, 8 minutes, so I'm going to have to go soon. Let's see. Gina says, maybe I'll bring straps to strap myself to my bed. I like the straps to my Catabatic Gear Quilt, All-Star says. Yeah, the Enlightened Equipment straps, I don't even remember what I did with them. They're okay. Yeah. Quiet hour is 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. here, which is good, 9 hours. Rusty says, can your pack fit alongside you in the Altiplex? I'm trying to decide between that and the duplex. But I hate having to put my pack in the vestibule. Rusty, I've been meaning to film it from like the side of my tent to show everyone how I sleep. But I actually put the backpack, like where the foot of my sleeping pad is, I put my backpack hip pad right here, and the backpack goes like this. And then I put my legs up and basically over my backpack. So my legs just sit over my backpack. At any time in my tent, it just sits under there. Unless I'm sitting up, then the backpack goes up. But if I'm laying there, I would say there's not enough room on the sides for a backpack. Because the front and end are really tilted and the sides, like this is the wall like that, you can't put a backpack here because the wall's too steep. And at the ends, the walls are too steep to stand the backpack either. You might be able to put it sideways on the part away from the wall, because you pretty much have to sleep on the vertical side so you get more room for your feet and your head. So you could maybe put it sideways here, but that's pretty tight. If you put it on your legs, you'll have room, but if you put it on the side, unless it's empty, it might be super tight there. Might go duplex on that. I don't know. I knew going in that I was going to keep my backpack under my legs because I have a 4-foot sleeping pad, so that wasn't a problem for me. But it is pretty tight, I will say. On the side, I think I have like that much room, maybe 8 inches, and I could put my like fanny pack and electronics kit and all the miscellaneous kits there. But the problem with the Z-Packs tents is you never want to put so much stuff that if you shift in your sleep, you push the footprint or the bathtub out under the rooftop, because if it rains, the water will just pour in. And I mean, you get a little leeway there, but you never want to be in a situation where something falls over and pushes that out. So it's better safe than sorry. So yeah, it's pretty tight. All-Star says, any bugs yet? Need the bug inner tent yet of the Altiplex? I have a screen on the side, so I don't have a inner tent. But yes, the last couple of days, the bugs have been coming out. Spider webs zigzagging everywhere, and like flying ants I've seen, and little bugs near water sources, but haven't seen any ticks yet. But a lot of bugs are starting to come out. Some a little early, but they might come in and out. I don't know. Rusty says, thanks. Yeah, would be my first single wall. All-Star, the netting. Yeah, the Altiplex comes with the netting on one side and all along the bottom between the roof and the bathtub. So you're completely sealed in. So no extra bug stuff needed. And yeah, single wall tents are just so light. I mean, I haven't had condensation except one time, which was just a couple nights ago, because I kept all the vestibule doors closed because it was raining super hard for 8 hours. I knew it was going to rain hard, so I closed them both. And actually still only a little condensation just because the wind was enough to give some circulation. But also it blew a lot of rain in through the doors. But oh well. But all right. Oh, it's 56. All right, 3 more minutes. Any other questions? It's so nice. All these questions coming in. It's really nice. I'm so glad everyone's here. It's a good one. Good Q&A. Gina says, best through hiking hack you've learned from all your hiking. I have no idea. Best through hiking hack. I'd say those bungee cords with a little slider. They're so all-purpose. You can use them for all kinds of things. Just like umbrella, water bottle, umbrella upside down. You could do anything with it. I was going to use it to hold my tripod. I use it to hold the foam thing on my GoPro. I mean, these things are awesome. I'd say if you just buy some shock cord, just tie a knot on it with a little slider, and then, bam, multi-use. So nice. Primitive Star says, do you suggest taking a survival course for a through hike like PCT or CDT? Have you taken one? I would say no. I haven't taken like a survival course. I've just seen a ton of TV shows and read a lot of books. And I used to like study bushcraft things all the time, but I really don't think you need those. Definitely learn how to read a topographic map. You'd be surprised how many people that backpack don't know, but I would say definitely learn how to do that. And just basically like keep some common sense with you. Don't panic, and generally everything's good. I would say a first aid course is definitely good though. It seems like, yeah, at least in the military, everyone that's been in the military will have basic first aid, but it seems like a lot of people don't have that skill, which is odd. So definitely I would say go to a basic first aid course. Nikki Dunn, thanks for putting out awesome videos for everybody. I put out videos, but it's you that think they're awesome, I guess. So thank you for thinking they're awesome. Jesus, glad you found time to chat. I really enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I like to do it every zero. I think it was the last zero. Oh yeah, at Gatlinburg, it was just way too busy because I got in so late the day before. Yeah, I was like 3 or 4 hours later than I'd hoped, but anytime, I would like to do these regularly because I enjoy chatting with people, and you all deserve, get your questions answered. So, BW says, yes, thank you for the videos. Very enjoyable. My pleasure. All-Star Marines equals survival. Yeah, the big thing in the Marines, and I don't know, I think of the military in general, is just like adapt. Learn how to adapt to whatever situations and overcome, but get through it. So, I don't know. I like the challenges too. Mike Chapel, thanks for the great content. Professor, I enjoyed this. Fun to do. Thanks and have fun. Yeah, it's been a great time. Thanks everyone for showing up. It's okay, it's 10 o'clock now. Yeah, at the hostel, the rooms are pretty close and the doors aren't sealed as well, so people can hear. So I don't want to bother them. So yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. That's been fantastic. And I'll talk to y'all later. And check Smug Mug. I'll repost the link for Smug Mug, but I've been uploading a lot more pictures to it. So check it out. I think some of the pictures are really nice. So, all right. Thanks everyone. Y'all have a good night. And take care. And thanks for support. Thanks for all the support. Yeah. I can hear the bugle playing. No. Okay. See you later. All right, bye. I always forget how to, oh yeah, X.